It's the Rich, your favorite financial consultant. And on today's video, I'm going to give you guys my number one tip on how to increase your credit score in 30 days. All right. Now, for all my people that's on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, over the next several days, I'll be dropping some free tips on how to increase your credit score. And here's tip number one. All right. Reduce your credit utilization ratio. All right. Several factors determine your credit score. Okay. Your credit utilization ratio is an influential metric because it is part of a factor that makes up 30% of your credit score. All right. Credit utilization is simply how much credit you are using divided by the total amount of credit you have access to. Okay. Now, if you charge $10,000 to your credit cards and your total credit limit is $50,000, your utilization is 20%. All right. Credit bureaus use your statement balance in this calculation. All right. So you have a utilization if you pay off your balances in full each month. All right. So basically, a general rule of thumb is to use up to a maximum of 30% of your credit limit. You understand? Many experts suggest keeping it below 10%. All right. If possible. Okay. Most credit cards report your credit utilization once a month. All right. To the credit bureaus. In many cases, your most recent statement balance is the number that goes onto your credit report. All right. So basically, if you have a due date, all right, usually 3 days after that on some credit cards, your statement date will post. You understand? So basically, whatever balance you have on your credit card, that's what will reflect on your statement, and then that statement will be onto your credit report. It will get reflected on the credit bureau's report. Okay, and that's TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. Now, not all credit cards report to all three. Some credit cards report to one, then the other. All right, that all depends on the credit card you have. You understand? Some credit cards report to all three. All right. Now, here are 3 ways to keep your credit card utilization ratio below 30%. All right. Only charge essential purchases like gas and groceries or those that earn bonus points. You understand? If you do that, that makes your credit card useful. Okay. Because not only that you're using your credit card, other than using a debit card that gives you no benefits at all, you're using your credit card that gives you bonus points, because then after every month, you can transfer those points into cash, or you can get a statement credit on your credit card. Okay. So you want to get credit cards that gives you or earn bonus points. You understand? So make sure you use your credit card on things like gas and groceries, so that way you can earn points along the way. All right, each month, and you can let that accumulate. Number 2 is split your purchases between multiple credit cards. Now, these are for people who have multiple credit cards. If you don't have no credit card, that means you won't be able to do the things that I'm saying. So if you would like to know how to get credit cards and things like that, just shoot me a DM, and then, we can help you on that. Now, you want to split your purchases between multiple credit cards. All right. Because if you have one credit card that's like high, you don't want to use all your purchases on that one credit card, because then your utilization is going to be high if you can't pay it all back within that month. So you want to have, if you have multiple credit cards, you can split them up. So if there are multiple credit cards, like you know, that have points on each of them, cash back, rewards. Then you can split. Okay, I use this card for gas. I use this card for groceries. I use this card to pay my light bill or my phone bill. You know, you want to give your cards different roles, pretty much. Okay. Number 3, for large one-time purchases, make extra payments during the billing cycle. All right. Sometimes I do this. So if I make a large purchase, like say if I make a purchase on one of my credit cards that has a $5,000 limit, and I buy something for $1,000, instead of me paying back that $1,000 in full, I may pay back $250 right now. Then before the due date, I may pay another $250, you know, before then. So that I've done chopped it down 50%. Okay. So you don't have to worry about paying it off all in one shot, is what I'm saying. Okay. So you want to do that so you can split the payments. Okay. However you want. You get paid every 2 weeks or you get paid every week. You can wait till the next paycheck. Just pay a little chunk so that way at the end of the month, the 30-day cycle, it's a smaller bill to deal with. Because remember, you're only using the credit cards because you're gonna spend the money anyway. So instead of using your cash, using your debit card that's not giving you no points, no benefits, you might as well use the credit card. It takes 30 days for it to post or the due date. So you got 30 days to do whatever it is that you need to do. So that's why you want to use the credit card versus using a debit card. All right. Now, if you won't be making any extra payments each month, you can simply pay cash on purchases that will push your balance above the 30% threshold. All right. So you want to kind of stay below that threshold. So go back to the beginning of the video if you're just coming in, and you know, the 30%, and keep it under 10%. If you're going to make any additional payments, schedule them to post before the ending of the billing cycle. You understand? This way your balances on your statement is lower. Okay. Like I said, you have a due date, then you have a statement date. You understand? I'll do a separate video on that, so you guys can understand the difference between the due date and the statement date. But you have a due date, usually that's when the card payment is due. Then you have a statement date that posts to let you know what the following month bill is going to be. You understand? But the statement date, that's what the credit bureaus see. You understand? So always keep that in mind. All right. So basically, that's the video for today. You know, keep your credit utilization ratio low. The max is 30%, and you want to, experts say you want to keep it under 10%. All right. You don't have to pay it off in full. If you want, you can do that, but leave a little money on there, like $10, $50, depending on how big your credit limit is. You understand? So that's what you want to do. If you guys have any questions, just drop it in the comment section. I can answer it for you. If you need some help on your credit, if you want to know how to get credit cards, if you don't have any, just send me a DM, and me and my team will help you get working on that, so that way you can have credit cards and leverage credit cards, because credit is a tool. All right. You want to be able to leverage your credit. You understand? Don't fall into, you know, that old way of thinking, oh, credit cards are bad. You know, that's not thinking properly. You know, that's not being financially literate. You can use credit as a tool and use it for your benefit. You understand? And leverage it. So that's what I use credit for now. You know, before I used to think the opposite and be like, oh, no, credit cards is bad. You know, I don't want to be in debt. But guess what? If you have a $10,000 credit card, $20,000 credit card, if you don't use it, you don't owe it. But if you use it smart. Leverage it. Make sure it's the right type of credit card. Make sure it's a card that gives you benefits. You understand? So if it gives me benefits, then I can use it for other things for my use. You understand? Traveling, you know, points back, cash back. They have reward periods. So I'll do that, a separate video for that. But I just want you guys to understand, use the credit for your benefit. And if you have credit cards, get your utilization low so that way your credit score can increase. The more and more you use your credit card, the more and more they will up your credit limit. You understand? So that's all for today. Tomorrow I'll drop another video and we'll go on my second tip on how to increase your credit score within 30 days. Till then, peace.